spring has landed with force this week, folks. Listings are rising across all price points. Most noticeable is the surge in $5 to $10 million homes and a wave of $15 million plus prestige properties entering the market too. It's active, it's diverse, and buying opportunities are alive and well. In fact, this is the best selection of quality real estate we've seen on the market in many years. G'day, folks. It is Matt Hayson here looking at everything shaping Sydney's property market this week. Let's get into it. As I mentioned, there has been a solid rise in property coming online, but how are buyers behaving? I'm going to break all of that down. Up to $3 million. Pretty frenetic, competitive, and strong demand. Between $3 and $5 million, a little more caution on display, a little more analytical, and a touch slower to move. Between $5 and $10 million, perfection is required. Properties need to tick 95% of buyers' boxes: layout, aspect, location, and style. Then between $10 and $20 million, this is trophy home territory. Opulent statement homes, they have to sing at every level to land the right buyer. And also this week, it was the first round of auctions for spring, and predictably the headlines went big. REA said the first weekend of spring auctions smash expectations. Domain, it's a seller's market. Auction market hits the strongest point in 2 years. Now, Domain reported a preliminary clearance rate of 72.3% and reinforced their line that a 60% clearance rate is a balanced market and anything above that is a seller's market. Let's hold that thought, because the final SQM auction clearance rate tells a very different story. On Saturday in Sydney, it was at 55.1%, so below Domain's 60% neutral marker. Midweek was 49.8%, so combined in Sydney was sitting at 53.8% from 1,048 auctions. Now, this is crucial to digest. Out of those 1,048 scheduled auctions, how many actually sold under the hammer? Well, it was just 268, roughly 1 in 4. The rest either sold prior, passed in, get withdrawn, or they're extending the campaign. So the weekend narrative shouts hot market, but the mechanics are still saying it's very measured. And in classic contradiction style in the media, the same Domain masthead also ran this headline: unrealistic expectations, more homeowners are failing to sell. The article noted that a 22.1% jump in old listings on the market over 180 days across Sydney to end August. And Louis Christopher, the managing director of SQM, puts it: if you overprice your property, you're not going to sell. The housing market is surprisingly efficient. People have a lot of knowledge these days about a fair valuation. Well said. Also this week, in fact, almost every week, there is chatter about the cash rate. Consumer spending ticked up higher than expected, prompting the RBA governor to hint that future cuts could be delayed. Now, some economists, including the ANZ Bank, are now suggesting we may not see further rate cuts in this cycle. Now, if cuts do stall, borrowing power will stay tight, buyers will stay disciplined, and sellers will need to remain realistic. As always, new data can swing that very quickly, but this week that tone has definitely shifted. So let's pull it all together for the week. What we are seeing is very strong headlines with very little substance. We have amazing properties loading into the market. Opportunity and a time for buyers to be alert is here, and it is now. And sellers need to keep a lid on expectations, but be sensible, and buyers will engage. So overall, on the CH Mood Metre, I'm calling this a 6.8 out of 10 market. So that's what's going down in and around. See you out in the market this weekend. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you all next week.